It's the time for, yes, going on the live Facebook Live. So it's a e-heritage. So we are doing third episode today. We are almost live now. We have distinguished scholars. We have today the scholar, Dr.Bal Shrestha, who is also the founder president of Newah organization. So today we have him. So I think we are almost on the live side. Jojalapa. Jojalapa, namaskar, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So wherever you are, please accept our salute. And yeah, so this e-heritage, this is a monthly program that we are bringing up on behalf of All Newah Organization, USA chapter. So we have already, in the past 2 months that we have the presentation from Prajwal Gurju, and who is also the moderator for today's program and who is director for e-heritage division of All Newah Organization, USA chapter. So today, yes, we are really happy to have Dr. Bal Shrestha, who is a scholar and who is also the founder president of All Newah Organization. So on behalf of the organizing team, I would like to invite Dr. Bal Shrestha, and as well as we have a lot of participants here as per the format. So I will hand over the floor to Dr. Shrestha, and once he concludes his presentation, everybody who are here today in this meeting room, they can have the question. And till then, right, please mute yourself and we will go one at a time. And the audiences who are on the Facebook, they can ask in the comment box, or if they have any concerns or questions, right, they can just do that. So if you also, the people who are on the Facebook Live, if you'd like to participate in and come in into this Zoom session, you can just send us the message. So on behalf of All Newah Organization, USA chapter, I would like to welcome Dr. Bal Shrestha. So Dr. Shrestha, I don't think that I need to give your introduction much. So I would like to hand over this floor, and floor is yours. Please go ahead.
Jojalapa, namaste. Thank you, Promise, and all team members for organizing this Zoom talk today. I'm very pleased to be here with you all. I may like to share my screen. I have planned to explain things from some slides that I have prepared today. For today, I mean. Shall I do this? Yeah. Okay. Okay. As you can see, the title of my talk today, 3 words they are: SAKO, GUBAHA, and VAJRAYOGINI. SAKO actually, for you all know as SAKO, but for we Newah speaker, we use the word SAKO. GUBAHA and VAJRAYOGINI, probably you all know, I guess. Actually, GUBAHA is the name of the sanctuary of VAJRAYOGINI. Gu literally means forest, Baha means monastery, that is forest monastery. Actually, for local people of SAKO, it is still known as GUBAHA. So when we say GUBAHA, that means all the deities, sanctuary, and all caves, tirthas visible in the VAJRAYOGINI areas lie in this GUBAHA. I start So my next slide, this slide, I have put the map of Kathmandu Valley, just for those people who are not well familiar with SAKO. Actually, SAKO lies northeast of Kathmandu, approximately 17 kilometers. Sometimes people also say 8 course, 8 miles. As you can see, SAKO is not very far from Kathmandu, but for many people, it is still unknown place. As you can see in this valley map, all the settlements, name of settlement, what you can see, they are the settlement, they are the Newah settlements. Every Newah settlement actually has one or another important god or goddesses. Similarly, we have one in SAKO. So this is Valley of SAKO. As I can indicate, this is rectangle sketch. This is SAKO. So this whole we also call SAKO Upatteka, SAKO Valley. In this SAKO Valley, you can see Changunarayan, Kageswari, Indrayani, Hulgu, Salambutar, these and some other places, and Vajrayogini, of course, and Manichuda, the hill of mountain of Manichuda on top. So this is the location you can see here. SAKO, when we talk about SAKO or SAKO, we have traditional conception about any Newah town that is usually made in mandala, mandala shape, considered to be, and it is surrounded by Astamatrika, 8 matrikas from outside and inside the town itself. It is not only in case of SAKO, but also Bhaktapur, Patan, Kathmandu, those cities also in same concept, same Astamatrika, they are surrounded by Astamatrikas. In SAKO's case, as you can see, we have Kumari, Indrayani, Bharai, Vyagirni, Rudrayani, Chamunda, Mahakal. So these are situated not very close, though they are from the town of SAKO. Similarly, we have inside the town of SAKO, we have 8 such matrikas. Now I just show next slide, that is to tell you why SAKO, what is SAKO. Actually, we have a very popular legend called Mani Saila Mahabadana. Several versions of Mani Saila Mahabadana can be found in the possession of Vajracharya priest of SAKO. One version was actually published in 1963 by Varna Vajracharya. The picture I have here is actually 2 volumes of Mani Saila Mahabadana published by or written by Varna Vajracharya. We also have, I also obtained several handwritten version of Mani Saila Mahabadana. Sometimes they are complete, sometimes they are not complete, and a certain version only tells about the story of Vajrayogini, while this, including Vajracharya, some others version also tell about the story of Manichuda Mahabadana, the Chris jewel King Manichuda. But we won't be talking about Manichuda today. Basically, I'm showing this because SAKO town actually is considered to be the creation of goddess Vajrayogini, and Vajrayogini itself is a goddess believed to be emanated from fire. In this picture, I have shown you 1994 version of Manisaila Mahabharata, one page from that. So those who believe in the myth of Manisaila Mahabharata claim SAKO or Sankrapur was created 3,300 years ago in Kaligata year 1801, 3,300 before Common Era. But this is legend. Some people really believe it as history, but others not. In this Manisaila Mahabharata, the creation of kingdom of SAKO is elaborately described. I go to the next slide. So I just want to show some pictures of other Manisaila Mahabharata, both now published version and one unpublished manuscript page from one page of Manisaila Mahabharata. For your information, I just have quoted kind of the style of telling the story in Manisaila Mahabharata. I have translated actually in English. In Satya Yuga, in the place called Nepal, there was a mountain called Manichuda, which was full of mines of jewels covered by beautiful flowers, fruit, trees, and wild animals. At the middle of the mountain, there was a jewel called Manisaila. One day, from the midst of that stone, the goddess Ugratara, Vajrayogini, emanated in the form of a very bright light. It was the time when the lifetime of human being amounted to 80,000 years. So, in this style, Manisaila Mahabharata tells story about the creation of town and the installation of temple, the installation of festival of Vajrayogini. So, as I said, in this first section, I may like to go a little further in the history of town of SAKO. Actually, when we look into the beside Manisaila Mahabharata, we don't have really clear history of SAKO, when it was created or how it was created, who created it. We don't know exactly, but as Manisaila Mahabharata said, the credit is given to Vajrayogini. So when we look into the history, we have found the oldest inscription in town is dated from 538 AD, that is somewhat 460 SAKO. This is the oldest inscription. This inscription, however, is not about the town or anything, but about land donation given to certain religious purpose. It is during the time of King Vamanadeva, according to D.R. Ragni or Dhanabhadra Bajracharya, Vamanadeva, king, when he ruled and how long he survived, this is not very clear, but only inscription found about Vamanadeva king was in SAKO. So this is the rough inscription I have during my research. This inscription 460 or 538 AD, dated. Oldest inscription found in SAKO is in GUBAHA. That is one of the quarters in SAKO where we have a sunken water spout, which still runs pure water, drinking water. The next, actually, it is a fragment of another inscription found in SAKO. This is supposed to be during 44 or 8th, 9th century of AD. And it says certain donation given to a monastery, Mahasangik monastery. One thing I may like to tell that SAKO originally used to be Sthabirabadi or Theravadi Buddhist place, but later it became Mahasangik, then Mahastabir, now Mahayani, and now at present you may call it Vajrayogini Buddhist place, pilgrim place. I already talked about this mandala, hypothetical mandala of the Nepalese town. This is from my book chapter. I have put this slide here, 8 Astamatrika inside the town and 8 Astamatrika encircling the town from outside. But people believe any Newah town is made in mandala shape. So this is the shape of town, though it is believed that made in cone shape. Some also believe this town is made in the shape of kharga, but I cannot really say if it looks like kharga or cones. So this is exact. This black and white picture that you see is with the names of 8 quarters, and then the houses. Small dots are houses in the town. So when goddess Vajrayogini created this town, she ordered to assemble 7 different villages into one, and made into 8 quarters inside town. These are called Ipa, Santwa, Dugaiti, Chalaku, Salka, Tonla, Pukulachi. Another important feature of this town is the gates of the town. Those 4 main 4 gates are very important ones. From Dunla, actually, the procession of goddess Vajrayogini passes through when the procession every year, when the procession of goddess Vajrayogini takes place. That is during Chaitra Purnima. That is 1 month later after Holy Puri, Chaitra Puri, for 8 days. The next important town on other side is Vauraka. That means the bride's gate. When people of SAKO get married with outsider, the bride must pass this Vauraka. Then we have next gate, Pamchadwaka, that is Sangadwaka, we also call it. From this gate, all married away daughters are given out from this gate. Then we have another important gate, that is Mahadevdwaka or Sidwaka. From this gate, all funeral are taken out to cremation ghat, Deepa. Whoever die inside town cannot be taken out from other gates, but only through this gate. They should be carried away. And beside these 8 gates, we also have another important gate, that is Chalaku Talunko gate. Again, we have beside Vajrayogini nowadays, you might heard about Madhav Narayan and also Shrestha. Nowadays, both are mixed up, but in the past, people used to say Madhav Narayan was separate and Shrestha different thing. And every year for a month, this gate will remain very busy because every day Madhav Narayan must pass through this gate to the river Salinadi, where people are assembled whole month for Brata. Other small gates, Kusha Dhaka or Swala Dhaka, and other Pukushi Dhaka, they have nominal importance. Sometimes they are called gate or sometimes not, but in Kushisha Dhaka, we still can trace back certain remnants of gate, but in other places, it will be very hard to trace back. And also in Bahudaka, in the middle of Bahudaka and Panchadaka, we have Taleju Dwaka here. During Taleju procession, only during the procession of Taleju, this gate is used. Otherwise, during Gathamuga also, when expelling Ghantakarna, we don't call it Ghantakarna, Gathamuga, this gate is used. For other gates in the town, they are also used for Gathamuga. So I just stop here. I will show the picture of the town. So this is not a recent picture. It is in the 1990s, I guess. Now, even this green forest has been encroached, and some temples have been made there. And this yellow paddy field, which you see now, is less and less is visible because many outsiders came into the town, bought the land, and started building houses. We are really afraid that, like in Kathmandu, Patan, this paddy land will remain no more in after a few years if local municipality brings strict rule against buying and selling lands. We will have no cultivated land inside SAKO. This is the situation there. Next slide. Now I'm showing this front cover of my PhD dissertation. It was a printed book, actually, the ritual composition of SAKO, the socio-religious anthropology of a Newah town in Nepal. That was the real title of my dissertation also. And the next is the map we drew. Actually, in 1978, first anthropologist from Netherlands, Sjoerd Janin, who came SAKO to do research about Vajrayogini and SAKO. I was fortunate to work with him, and we produced this map in 1978. Linda is there. Actually, already at that time, Linda was in SAKO, carrying out her research about Shrestha Berta. So this book later I revised bit and published as the Sacred Town of SAKO from Cambridge Scholar Publishing from UK. Because of the price, people were not able to buy. It's not expensive, especially for Nepalese people, more than $100. Fortunately, I didn't talk detail about the book. The book actually deals with the present detailed view of Newah society and culture and its socio-economic, social-religious, and ritual aspect of the town and the concentrated on Newah SAKO. The foundation of the town of SAKO is attributed to goddess Vajrayogini. I already explained that. This book also deals with the relation between Hinduism and Buddhism, with the interrelation between Newah caste, Jat, caste-bound association, Siguti, and above all, with the numerous socio-religious associations that uphold ritual life of Newah, with several jatras, festivals, all major and minor Newah feast, festival, dances, fast, and procession of god and goddesses are discussed in this book. You can go through this table of content, but I think it won't be meaningful to tell all. But as you can see in this book, I have 16 chapters from introduction to history and socio-economic survey and ritual, guthis, festivals of Modern Narayan, Swanti, festival of Vajrayogini, dances of Devi, all you can find in this book. So I was fortunate to get this book translated into Nepal Bhasha. This has recently published in 2019. Actually, local municipality, SAKO Sankrapur municipality, the mayor Suvarna graciously supported financially to publish this and translate it into Nepal Bhasha, translated by Sylvia Rajapadhyate. In the picture, you can see the front page of the book, and on the next picture, local senior person, Rajdas Shrestha, who has brought several copies of the book and distributed to many people. One of my book is given to local Purna Harsha Vajracharya, receiving copy of this book last year. I just wanted to show this. So after talking about SAKO, now I turn to GUBAHA Forest Monastery. I already talked about the history. When we so these are the things I wish to talk, but I fear it will take a long time, so I try to make myself very brief. Next slide, I go probably. As you can see, this is rock-cut cave monasteries found in the sanctuary of Vajrayogini, and you can see one of them. We call it Dharmapwacha. One boy is coming out from that hole, which is called Dharmapwa, the hole of religion, or the hole of yeah. It's 16:30. In this cave monastery, on the entrance, right and the left, Tibetan script is engraved, but we don't know what exactly it says. And down a small picture, you will see another Tibetan script inscription. It is inscribed in another cave monastery. We have 9 such cave monastery in this area, as I told, and people believe these stone-cut monasteries are from 3rd century BC, but we don't have the real inscription or any hard evidence to show if they are really so old. But still, we can safely say that this Vajrayogini area is considered to be oldest monastery by historians such as Dhanabhadra Vajracharya, because of its name also. And also donation made to this monastery, this place during the reign of Litsabi kings. It is very important Buddhist pilgrimage place, and still it is so. Next inscription I'm showing you is on it one Litsabi time inscription. This inscription actually we found in 2015, soon after the devastating earthquake occurred in Nepal, as the one of the temple fell down. They could find this inscription, but we don't have exact translation yet, and people believe it is to be from 6th to 7th century AD, but not properly been read or dated yet. This is the only Litsabi inscription found in VAJRAYOGINI area. The next oldest inscription found in VAJRAYOGINI is dated 288 Nepal Sambat, that is 1168 AD. It is during the time of King Rudradev Thakuri Malla. This is during Thakuri period. In this inscription, a pious man installed the water spout, wishing for rebirth and salvation from the suffering of hell for his deceased mother, father, and son during the reign of King Rudramalla. This inscription is on the cheek of stone spout in the VAJRAYOGINI sanctuary. As you can see, many people worship or they put water on it, so it is not anymore readable. But long time ago, Tanabajra Bajracharya copied it and he read this. So in VAJRAYOGINI sanctuary, we have like 55, 52 inscription in total. I'm not going to talk about all. I just want to show the sample, how I put in my book this inscription, when it was put, the purpose and the language. When we talk about this inscription, basically pious religious people, when they donated certain land or they renovated temples, or when they founded stone spout, they install such inscription. The Litsabi inscription always in Sanskrit language, but Thakuri period inscription, Malla period inscription, Saha period inscription, they are not only in Sanskrit but also in Nepal Bhasha, and in Saha period, some of them also in Khas Nepali. Some mostly Malla period inscription are mixed Sanskrit and Nepal Bhasha, and Saha period are mixed Sanskrit and Khas Nepali, sometimes Nepal Bhasha also. And they are mainly dated in SAKO, the early inscriptions, but later inscription mainly dated in Nepal Sambat. For instance, this one. And the next, this is the oldest Nepal Bhasha inscription found in whole valley. Not a long one, only 3 lines in this inscription, dated 293 Nepal Sambat, that is 1172. Beside this, the evidence of written Nepal Bhasha is found in 1175 AD palm leaf documents from Gopal. Otherwise, this inscription, stone inscription is the oldest Nepal Bhasha inscription. In this inscription, it is written in the year 293 during the reign of King Rudradeva. That much only. It is in the pit just in front of the temple of Maskamaji. So difficult to make photo, but As you can see, I have 3 photos of same inscription in this picture. So the next slide, I'm showing you the physical feature of the Bajrayogini sanctuary. What you see in Bajrayogini, I have given in number. There are the 21 important places from Maskamaju Temple, Yankoma Temple. My Maskamaju, Yankomaju, Maskwa means yellow face murder. Yankoma means red face murder. Both are known as Bajrayogini for outsiders. And we have Shiva Temple, which is also known as Jogeshwar or Dharmadhatu Shiva. Then we have other SAKO, Monastery, Ganesh, Mahankal, Cave Monastery, Chaite, Basukinath, Stone Spouts, Bales. You will also find names of people who donated the bells. In all those bells you find in this sanctuary. You also have Manjusri, or sometimes also known as Nemuni, but the statue has been stolen long ago, probably somewhere in Western countries, we don't know yet. This is a view of the Bajrayogini Temple, Yankhamaju, the race-based murder, and the Jogeshwar, Dharmadhatu Saite. On the background, you will see the town of SAKO, this bunch of houses you can see beneath the tree. This is a sketch of the temple we made when we renovated this in 2000 with some financial support from Netherlands embassy. But unfortunately, when we have this devastating earthquake in 2015, this temple almost collapsed. It was standing, but it has to be demolished and now has been rebuilt. As you can see, the old temple before 2015 earthquake and restored temple. It was still going in, but now it has been completed last year in 2020. I think it has been completely restored now. This is the temple of Yankoma Bajrayogini. As you can see, these decorated objects, where you also see engraved names and the person who donated from where, also date are given. In sometime also in the this wooden struts, such names are written. Who donated, when it was carried out. Actually, when we look into the history, this temple was built during the time of King Pratap Malla, supposed to be Nepal Samvat 775. Before that, how the shape of this temple we don't know yet, but later it came into this pagoda style. So this is the gilded gate of Yankhamaju Bajrayogini and the tympanum. This small picture I extracted, which is just above the gate. It is engraved. It is donated by Queen Bhuvaneshwari Rana Bahadur Shah's wife. It is Saha period, but written in Nepal Lipi and Nepal Samvat is also there. So most people in the past were unable to make picture because it was completely forbidden. But certain people were fortunate enough to make picture of goddess Vajrayogini, Yankoma, the red face model. As you can see, her face is indeed a red one. Sometimes people describe her as fierce someone, but other believe she is merciful and kind to people, and always bestowing people with good wishes. So the next is just art of the temple by one artist in SAKO. I go to next. This is the goddess Vajrayogini still, but she's Masukhamaju, yellow face murder, and on her right and left are Singini and Byagrini. Singini means lion face, Byagrini means tiger face. These three statues actually are the procession statues once every year. These statues are carried down to the town of SAKO and on their one palanquins. And the next small one is Basundara. People also make Basundara Brata at this site every year. So I will be coming back to this again. This is in the same temple, Lokesar, another statue of Buddha. But this small one is believed to be the Black Queen, blacksmith queen. People just call it, but as you can see, it is also statue of Buddha. This is sacred eternal fire at the temple of Maskamaju. We also call it Ogingmatha, where the fire is burning all the time. The myth is that if fire is extinguished here, either to be light, borrowing fire from Agnimatha Patan. Also in certain texts, it is also said from Pashupati Agnimatha or Thorping Vajrayogini. But when I interviewed priest, Vajracharya priest of SAKO, it never occurred so far in their lifetime or before in history. So this fire pit also is worshipped, and people take ash from this fire pit as prasada, a blessing on their forehead, and it's distributed among people. And some also believe that ash has power to change witch boxy. Next, in the ground floor of Maskamaja temple, we have this Dipankar Buddha head and Chiva Chaite. This is actually also procession statue carried down to SAKO together with Maskamaju and Singini Byagini. And the next is frying pan, actually not used anymore, but the Vajracharya priests believe in the past they used to organize Samyak feast, and during Samyak feast this big fire pan is used to cook tarkari, dal bhat, whatever. But since we have Bhasa Bansabali in 19th century history chronicles written in Khas language, some people also began to call this head of Buddha head of Vikramaditya, the king Vikramaditya. So they mix up the story with this head, and they have another story where the King Vikramaditya cooked himself in this fry pan and fed Goddess Vajrayogini. This kind of story is made, but local Vajracharya priests do not assert this story. They don't really happy about distorting history of the God Buddha, Buddha and a frying pan. So this is enshrined Buddha Chaitya Jogeswar Chiba Dharmadhatu Mahavihara. Inside this temple, we have this full dome-shaped Chaitya is installed. It is covered with silver, and the face is gold painted. So this temple also actually in dilapidated condition after the earthquake, but now has been renovated, reconstructed fully. So this Chaitya, only the Vajracharya priests are allowed to go inside the temple and make worship. Outsider or devotees or visitors are just allowed till the gate. As you can see, these two people standing outside the gate. So this stone shrine, as you can see, this shape, people call it upside down Shiva sometimes, also sometimes called Chaitya, and sometimes called Shankaracharya. The story is that Shankaracharya came SAKO, and he had Shrestha fight with VAJRAYOGINI, and he was defeated. So he was kicked down from the hill of Vajrayogini. And other also believe this is Shiva, who was very stupid, and he came to fight with Vajrayogini, and she hit him down, and now he is in upside down position. So these are just man-made stories. We have to believe or not to believe. It is up to you. So I don't know how long I have now, how far I am. I now like to shift to talk about the way of worship rituals in the temple, as you can see listed in this slide. There is daily worship Nitya Puja, early morning. During the early morning puja, each and every deities in the sanctuary of Vajrayogini are carefully worshipped by the priest who is in town, Pala, Gurju. They are Jogeswar, Yankoma, Maska, and all remaining deities around there in the morning time. Then in the noon time also, there is Madhyana Puja, noon ritual. Again, they all are worshipped. Then in the afternoon, it is also customary in SAKO that at the temple at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the Vajracharya priest, when worshipping God and goddesses, the bell is rang. It is called Sopagang. For people of SAKO, it indicates people can eat their afternoon lunch. It is Bajinego time, actually, we call it in Nepal Bhasha, because not like lunch, but Baji, bit heavy food for those who work at fields as farmers, for the farmers. And the last worship at the temple would be is evening worship, that is arati. Lights are given to god and goddesses and food are offered. Then the temple is closed for that day. So I just briefly said what need to be elaborated, but I won't do that because of time constraint. Beside this worship ritual, I like to talk a bit about the Lampun Charu, that is repainting of Yankoma. Repainting of Yankoma, Vajrayogini is taken place once every 12 years. So during this time, she is painted with new color. During this Lampun Chayo ritual, there is elaborate ritual. Several days it takes. First, they have purification, Purastarna Puja, Chherabhu, festive food, Nyasapekagu, removing of life from the statues, the god goddesses, Ranga Kotana, then arranging of colors, Drishti Dam, when they completed Dasakarma Bidi, 10-fold life cycle ritual. I don't go detail about 10-fold life cycle ritual. Actually, it is essential for human beings, either Buddhist or Hindu. They must go through 10-fold life cycle rituals. Then Chhelabhu, Nyasalegu, pouring of life. Then Dusso, then installation, Palistha. Then Chatutiyas, that is ritual of apology, Chema Puja also they call it. So these are things to be done for Yankama. Then in case of Maskamaju, red yellow face murder, the procession statue, renovation is not regular one, only it is occasional. Actually, when it get damaged or wounded, the body is wounded, then it is essential. Otherwise, usually they don't renovate it because it is very expensive. Also, because the face and the body need lots of gold painting, so which is huge money. So they don't easily can find. Last time it happened when I noted was in 1996. So the similar kind of worship is taken place, as you can see a worship apology, Purusacharana, Jalab Avahana, Jivanyasa, life innovation, worship of cow, painting, Ranga Kotana, gold, counting of God, how much gold they have now, gilding, Siegu, new Siegu of copper, worship, apology, Chema. Then final ritual is 12 days long fire sacrifice, Ahoratri Mahayagya. Only then everything is completed. Yes, and during all these Ranga Kotana, repainting of Yankama and Maskamaju, renovation of Maskamaju, not only the Vajracharya priests of SAKO are involved, but also Vajracharya from Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, they are also invited, especially senior Vajracharyas from Kathmandu are involved in these rituals. I didn't go much detail. This much I want to tell now. If you have question, I think I should stop here. Otherwise, it will be too long and it will bore, not to make it boring. So we can also talk about the festival of Vajrayogini, other festivities in town. But I thank you for your attention. I stop here.
Okay, thank you, Professor Gopal Shrestha. It is really, really wonderful That's amazing, SAKO, the city. So now we'll leave it open for the question and answer. Anybody have any questions, please mute yourself and ask the question. So
Can I ask a little quick one? Hello.
yeah, please.
Go ahead, Mr. Chakon.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Indeed. Thank you, Gopal. It's indeed very, very. It's although it's not my subject, but it's a so much of information about, and I can see the hard work you have been doing. You did all this time, and it's amazing. And I got picture of whole SAKO. I've been there sometime before, a long time back, but now, of course, a lot of things have changed, I believe, especially after the earthquake. Only one thing, at that Dharmapad, where you had two Tibetan scripts on both sides. I'm not sure if they have got many different scripts, I'm not sure, but the Tibetan script, there are many people who can read them, isn't it? Can that not be translated? What do you say?
I think it should be possible. As I said, I was not able to do it myself
Okay.
so far.
Yeah, but just because today I'm not sure if there's somebody who can read
How
Tibetan
old and
script.
how, if it is old Tibetan language, it will depend. But I'm sure it will be people who
That's
know
right.
Tibetan script will be able to translate.
Yeah, because it will be interesting to know that in SAKO, as from your pictures, that's the only place where there is some Tibetan script.
Okay.
I mean, as I see from your presentation, so that's why I was curious
Actually,
about it.
Tibetan pilgrimage visit a lot in SAKO. Even it is believed that Manjushri, who clipped the gourds of Chobar, he was supposed to return Tibet, but on his way back, he stayed in SAKO, who passed away in SAKO. One story is like that.
I see.
And
Okay.
till today, Tibetan pilgrims visit SAKO, and some Tibetan monks reside in one of those stone cave monks. You will see them still visiting, residing in this stone cave sometime.
I see. Okay, and one last thing is, I'm really amazed to see that you did have different gates for different ceremonies, like particularly marriage in and marriage out, and death, or Madhav Narayan or Gathamuva. That reminds me, as me being a road engineer, I can see that those days even the one-way system was applied. That's what I understand from from your presentation.
Exactly.
It is really amazing thing that has been. I believe that is that still observed, that kind of system, or it's no more?
Yes, still observe. Actually, if someone die outside SAKO, you are not permitted to bring inside the town. So if anybody die inside the town, either local resident or outsider, must be taken out from Sidwaka.
I see, particularly that one, north. That's northern Dhaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great. Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah. Thank you, Prameshri, for all this.
I think there is somebody, Miranda-san. You have a question?
Yes. So I wondered who performs the Nitya Puja, and if it's a certain group, like a priestly, family, or if it's a kind of a rotating responsibility among.
Can you repeat me?
So I was wondering who does the Nitya Puja at the Vajrayogini sanctuary? Is it one family or a certain group of dedicated?
No. Actually, the priests at the temple are the Vajrayaogini of SAKO. The Vajrayaogini have several clans. So especially they are 5 kovo, 7 kovo, and members of those families get turned at the temple. In the past, it used to be 1 week, but nowadays people are not much interested to take the turn themselves. But if someone wish, other can perform the duty for them. But who take over the turn must follow very strict regulation. The person who has to enter the Yankoma Vajrayogini temple, he cannot touch others. He has to observe fast until the Nitya Puja is finished and other visitors are there. So he can eat only 1 time in a day. So he must observe celibacy during the time he's in town.
I see. Thank you.
How many Vajrayogini family there?
How many Vajrayogini
Families.
do you have my book?
I see. Okay.
I think like 30 families.
So they are all from the SAKO.
The one interesting thing about Vajrayoginis is that generally Vajrayoginis believe SAKO is the place where the GUBAHA, that is the noble people of forest. One interpretation of the word GUBAHA. So they descend from GUBAHA and spread in the valley. So otherwise, the main route was in SAKO Vajrayogini GUBAHA. So the Vajrayogini in Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Patan, one or other way, they are related to Vajrayogini. Some still visit and they worship Vajrayogini or the Chaitya as their tutelary god.
May I ask one question? This is Daya speaking from Portland, Oregon.
Thank you, Dayaju.
Prasol, am I okay? Can I ask?
Right? Yeah.
So my question to Dr. Bal Gopal is, did you find any evidence, did you find any inscription or any kind of a writing which shows that the people from GUBAHA or from SAKO moved to Kathmandu and other part of the valley, established monastery and other things? So for example, I belong to GUBAHA, and then we have a Kul Devata. That Kul Devata was, we were told that Kul Devata is brought from SAKO. So we still worship as the Degudia. The Degudia inside the Degudia temple just renovated about a week ago. So we belong to that, Degudia, and that Degudia was brought from SAKO. And then I do not know exactly, when and how it was brought from SAKO to GUBAHA. So I could not find any inscription yet, but we were told that, we belong to SAKO. So the whole GUBAHA was established by the Gubazu and Shakyas from GUBAHA. So that is what I understood. But from your study, did you find any evidence?
Thank you, Dayaju. Actually, there is no inscription as such, but there is some chronicles possessed with Vajrayogini in SAKO. Those chronicles tells the Vajrayogini, even the SAKO Vajrayogini, were once resided in the hill of Vajrayogini, GUBAHA. They were not residing in SAKO itself. Nowadays, all of them reside in SAKO, and only during the time of their turn, they stay at Vajrayogini. So it's in those chronicles written in Nepal Lipi, they may be few few hundred years old, but not very old. Old as far as to go to Litsabi time or so. They are from Malla period or Saha period. But these chronicles tell even SAKO Vajracharya descend from Vajrayogini, and from SAKO, then they gradually spread to other places. And actually, Dhanavajra Vajracharya, the famous historian who believes all Vajracharya and a Buddhist came from GUBAHA. This is the oldest monastery, he believes. There is conflicting view though. Some also believe Swayambhu should be the oldest one. GUBAHA, sometimes people also claim to be Swayambhu itself, but Dhanavajra explained from one inscription of Harigaon, Onsu Burma time inscription, certain donation was made to Vajrayogini. The GUBAHA, that is present GUBAHA Vajrayogini, not Swayambhu, he believes. I don't know.
Thank you, Dayazu. Now, I think that Isabel would like to ask some question. Isabel?
Just a quick question. Thank you for your very interesting presentation. I've seen in your slide the name Uttratara beside Vajrayogini. So I was wondering the meaning of Uttra or Uttratara.
Ugratara.
Yeah, what is Uttra? I
Not
don't know the
Ugra,
word.
Ugra.
It's
Ugratara.
like equivalent to Vajrayogini, but what is the meaning of
Yeah,
Uttra?
actually, Vajrayogini is also known as Ugratara. Ugra means fierce, fearsome, fierce, frightening one.
Wrathful.
Frightful one, yeah. So she is also known as Khadgayogini because she carries sword in her hand. But currently, people began to call it Vajrayogini, but most people believe Vajrayogini, real Vajrayogini is in Tharping, and the SAKO one is Khadgayogini. But nowadays, people call her Vajrayogini, Khadgayogini, Ugratara. All these names are given to her.
Okay, so it would mean fierce. It's like a fierce Tara.
Fierce Tara, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think Teresa Guer want to speak, but yes. Can you unmute and go ahead with the question, Teresa? I think she's having some issue with her system. Now the Manik Vajracharya, I think, yeah, he would like to ask in some.
Bal Gopal Dai. I have a question. You said there's a newfound inscription, yeah, after the earthquake.
Excuse me?
There's a new inscription after the earthquake that was found. Yeah.
Yeah, after actually in the past we have no Litsabi inscription found in the sanctuary of Vajrayogini.
Yeah.
But after
is
the
anybody working on that now? Or has anybody worked on that?
Actually, I have been trying to get it translated because I can't really read this Brahmi or Litsabi scripts. Little bit Shyam Sundar Rajbansi read it, but he has not provided yet a complete version or translation yet. So we don't know yet what exactly written or from which period it is. Only guess is that 6th to 7th century.
Okay. But Sankarman is working on that.
No, Sankarman's son, Shyam Sundar Rajbansi.
Shyam Sundar is working on that. Yeah.
Once he read.
Yeah. But do you?
I also requested other people, but still could not get proper translation for this.
I think that would be a very important thing to do. Yeah? And then you must publish it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. Other thing I wanted to ask about is that you said that there are some chronicles owned by local Vajracharyas, right?
Yes.
So are they available in print or
No,
does anyone work on
not
it?
in print. Some of them I could get copy, photocopy that time. There was not yet scanning system available when I was doing my research. Probably nowadays it will be possible, but few of them I have copies. The chronicles of Vajracharyas, who several names and dates are there.
Yeah.
We will
I think
Get
these
that.
chronicles would be very important to study because Vajrayogini, SAKO Vajrayogini has several names such as Mahachim Tara,
right, yeah.
yeah, Ugra Tara, Mani Yogini, so on. Yeah, I think all of these names have certain stories associated to it, or some history associated to it.
Right, yeah. One Bhattacharya actually has written about Vajrayogini, and I believe it was from Bengal, carried to Nepal when there was a problem with Muslim invaders in 13th century sometime. That is also one story, but we don't know exactly. Vinipus Bhattacharya, I think, iconography of Buddhist.
Yeah, yes.
I have in my book mentioned him.
Thank you very much.
Swear.
Gopal.
Jojala Palinda.
Gopal. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to see all of you. It's really wonderful. Thank you so much for your presentation, and it's so nice to have darshan of Yankoma, Moskwa, all of them first thing in the morning here, and I'm going to have darshan of my second vaccine today shot, so I'm really happy. I wanted to just mention that I noticed that one of the inscriptions had the Jeshta Ashtami. I'm not sure which one it was. One of it was on the Ashtami of Jeshta, dated. Is that right?
Which inscription in Vajrayogini?
One of the ones you showed, it mentioned Jeshta Ashtami. And that was interesting to me because there's a Kai Ashtami day, and there's the Manichud Dara, and where there's a image up on Manichud, and then the Bumpo Jankri, they come down to Sanku on Kayashtami.
During Kayashtami, right, yeah.
Right, and I wondered, they have that image of the Manichud image up there at that tank way up on Manichud Dara. So is there, what is your feeling about the connection with that place, that location? And
I can't really say for certain, but it is for sure the Vajrayogini sanctuary, GUBAHA, is also important place for the Tamang community residing just above Vajrayogini temple. Even during festival, as you might be familiar, they participate in. They after 8 days long festival inside town, when the palanquins are carried up to Vajrayogini temple, from Kolagal, they start carrying they come to pick up, actually, literally to say. So they are not outsider. They also, in a way, venerate goddess Vajrayogini. Even the names of, as we Newah people say, Yankoma Maju, in Tamang language, they call Yankoma Maju also. So they have long been associated with Vajrayogini. Also, money shoot during the festival in Janaipuri, Gunipuni. They are very active, and many groups of this Chakri, Tamang Chakri, Samans, with their drum, visit Manichuda. Yeah, I don't know what's your question if I am clear.
Yeah, it was interesting when we were there in I think it was 1982. We had filmed.
Yeah.
Bumpo
Actually, during Kaya Astami, these summons, Tamang Chakri, they pass Saku, not only from Kumarchuk, but also from elsewhere. They pass Saku to visit Kageswari.
Yes, right.
That is another pilgrim place visited on Kagas, actually.
And I wanted to share that when we videotaped the Bumpo shaman there in Saku, he got possessed by Vajrayogini.
Oh,
yeah, and he spoke in Newari.
Oh,
which was, I mean, the deity spoke in Newari through him. Yeah, it's interesting. So I don't know what Vajrayogini's native language is. I mean, no.
Thank you for.
Thank you very much.
I've not heard about that.
I have a question that I got. Sorry, Linda, do you have any question?
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr.
Thank
Shrestha,
you, Linda. Very nice seeing you after a long time.
Dr. Shrestha, yeah, Miranda has a question that how many arms are there in Great Vajrayogini? How many arms are there in the Red Vajrayogini?
Oh, I think I'll go through the slide. Only two, I guess. 2 or 4. Wait. For Maskamaju, it is certain only 2 arms.
She said that she heard of there are 6 arms with the Yankoma, Red Vajrayogini.
Yeah. In this picture, what I can see is only 2 arms.
Paramananda always said there were 4 arms of Yankoma. The 2 are always covered up.
2 are covered up then, yeah. In this, I will once again share this screen. You see? She has only 2 arms here. This arm actually belongs to Senior Bagini. This one and this one. Behind this hand, actually, she has a sword. So 2 hands must be covered by the dress.
Yeah, I think one holds a skull cup.
Skull cup and Kartika.
I can't remember what the other one holds.
But on Torono, it has many hands, as you can see. This is also replica, considered to be a replica of Vajrayogini. She has at least 8 hands, 4 on right, 4 on left.
So thank you so much for all the participants. Because of the time constraint right now, I think we would need to, yes, concluding this. So I would like to invite my colleague, Prajwal Bajracharya, to say something, and we'll go ahead and we'll conclude today's session. Prajwal, yeah, you need to unmute first, please.
Okay, thank you very much for everyone who are attending this event. It is such amazing. I want to hear more and more. I want to questioning all the details. I want to know, because this is such an importance in the world those days about the Dakini, and also especially that is the SAKO is been like the before even the Swayambhu, I don't know, the history goes in a many different way. So the oldest temple in the Kathmandu Valley in Nepal, and that's been practicing the Tantrayana, Vajrayana. It's been thousands of years in there, but I want to know more about their inner practice and the inner way of keep alive that energy. And SAKO also consider that it's so much powers and energy. Even people try to steal that statues, and they couldn't take the statues out. They're completely blind. So they have been centuries been passing down and keep alive that spirit in a SAKO. So that's why really important place. And I have a lot of questions to add more. I don't know, asking more questions, but I don't know. Maybe I will just talk personally about this. So also, there's also the lots of Charya dance being performed. Lots of practice been happening during the what's called that as in the every years, and all the Vajracharya, they get together there in a very secret practice, which is like a Mangsahuti, Selahuti. Those are the ritual term they use in that place. So it is amazing place. And I give thank you for the Bal Gopal. This is amazing informations, and you pass on, and it's also the amazing photograph, which is not normally people cannot get that much photograph. And there's also the many Mahasiddha. It's been talk about the history. That's lots of different cave there in that area. So that's what's also the many Mahasiddha has been seated there and meditate. And also history. So also I don't know, Guru Rinpoche also came there for some period of times to stay there, and there's a many history behind. So I was just fascinated. Thank you, and thank you for a promise to this whole things organizing and make it happen. And also the next will be, I was thinking about the Manik should be the next. What do you think about the Manik? Manik is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you will be the next. I was thinking about that next month. So we will be more advertised a little ahead of time, not in the last minute. So, and we'll, bring more scholarly, whatever, but if you're willing to do something, that's we talked last month.
Prajwal, right, yeah, if you disagree with me, can we just give maybe a 30-second to Manikju the floor, so that he can give some of the rough idea that what he is bringing on the April the 3rd Saturday. Okay. Manikju?
Yeah. Actually, I have, I'm a bit undecided about the topic, and I was thinking to talk on one of the 19th century chronicles called Nepalika Bhupa Vamshavali, whose translation I, some years ago, published with Alexa and Axel Michels. Probably, would that be okay for you? It's one of the Khas chronicles, Nepali chronicles. That was compiled around 1830s. Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Okay. Yeah, that will be good. So we make a date. So make it the mark in the calendars, everyone. So the next will be the April, and we keep it that same times for the next, So, and this will be going.
Which day would that be?
That will be always the third Saturday.
Okay.
Always on Saturday, 7 o'clock our time in Portland, but all have a different timings in all different part of the world. So, yeah. Okay,
Good.
so thank you. We'll just conclude here, and so this will be live Facebook, and also I'm going to post also in the YouTube as well. So it will be, you can see in future again if you miss some things, and then especially if you have any question, maybe Bal Gopal should be maybe write your in a chat your email. So maybe any questions in future comes, they can ask the question for him. So
Okay, thank you to all.